jargon term for today is sensory processing disorder. This is a phrase that we're hearing more and more of that gets flung around, and I think sometimes people, I certainly have used it in the past and not had a complete and total understanding of what it is that we're talking about, and I imagine that's probably true of other people as well. So let's see if we can't get our thumb on it and figure out what exactly are we talking about here. So our actual definition, sensory processing disorder, and this is sometimes called other things too, but it is a condition that exists when multisensory integration is not adequately processed in order to provide appropriate responses to the demands of the environment. Now, this isn't the worst definition that we can come across, but I always like to make fun of definitions that when they're defining what they're saying, they use the exact words that are in, multisensory integration processed. Can we get some different words in there? Get out of the thesaurus, I'm just saying. If I don't understand what the words mean together, then I need to hear some different words. Okay, so let's move on to our working definition to see if this helps us to make a little bit more sense. It's when multiple things and sensations in the environment are so overwhelming that they impair a person's ability to accomplish desired tasks. Now, here's where we get into when is it just sensory processing overload, which we've all experienced, and when is it a disorder? So imagine if you're sitting in a classroom and you're supposed to learn. And there's somebody who's sitting next to you who's compulsively clicking their pen, right? And maybe for a while you can tune that out, right? We can all sort of, it's like, oh, that's annoying, but we can kind of dim it down, right? But at the same time, there's a guy across the street who's got a jackhammer and he's tearing apart the street across the way. Now you're having to tune out two things, right? And that's a little tasking, but a lot of people can do that and it's okay. But at what point, as we layer on things, now we take in the fluorescent lights that are vibrating at a very high rate, and most of the time we tune that out, right? So we've got the jackhammer, the lights, and the kid next to us who's doing this. Now somebody takes their nails across the chalkboard, and for a lot of people that crosses a sensory line where it's, everything stops. Wait, I can't handle the nails on the chalkboard. Imagine if every day of your life, all that was turned up, that you have no ability to filter out the pen, and now you got the jackhammer and it's louder, and you're wearing a t-shirt that's got a tag in it that's scratching you, right? It gets to the point, when we get to the point where things stop, that you can't listen, you can't learn, you can't take notes, you can't speak to somebody else. That is when we get into the neighborhood of disorder. And if that's happening on a regular basis and it's preventing you from doing things that you want to do, that's when we're looking at disorder.